Hey guys, it's a beautiful day here in Auckland today, and construction continues down on Freiburg Square. It's been going on now for about 6-7 months, but it's going to be very nice once it's finished. So a very nice day, and I'll be heading off down to work down there very shortly. But before that, something has arrived in the mail, and this is something I've been expecting for near on 2 or 3 years, and it's a Kickstarter game, and it features in my top 5 games of all time since a reprint. Let's take a look and see what's in the box. Go. And we've got High Frontier 3rd edition, and this is a massive game. The weight of this box is humongous compared to earlier editions. And look at the size of this baby, it's huge. And by comparison, let's put it next to the very first edition. Sorry about the shadows there, guys. And you can just see that's a massive difference. Now this is a game by Phil Eklund, and I've done some videos on this some time ago, and many of you will be familiar with it. For those that aren't, this is probably one of the most complex board games on the market, and Phil Eklund, the designer, is one of the most groundbreaking board game designers there is. He's put out quite a few games with Sierra Madre Games, and they are fantastic. And High Frontier is an outstanding game that breaks all the molds when it comes to board games. I've been waiting for years for this edition, and certainly not a game for everyone, because it's very complex, and one that many people just won't get into. But for those that really appreciate board game design, board games that break new ground, and an innovative designer, look no further than High Frontier. And it's also a game that I suck at badly. I'm hopeless at this game, but I just appreciate it so much, and I really enjoy it. So I'm just going to pause for a moment, then we'll crack in and have a look at the contents. But before we do that, let's have a quick look at what's in the first version. This has the expansion in it, by the way. So you've got all the cards. Sorry about all the glare here, guys. Cards and cards and cards. A few cards that I've and your standard counters, and some rocket sheets, and your rule book, which is pretty dense, and then your player boards. And there's 2 of those, including the expanded one. And yeah, that's the sort of thing you get in High Frontier. They're just beautiful, magnificent. So that's the first version. But anyway, let's pause and let's get this set up to have a look at what's in the 3rd edition. Okay guys, let's take a look and see what's inside the box. I've taken the liberty of taking off the shrink wrap just to expedite matters. Let's go inside. And without doubt, this is one of the biggest and heaviest, certainly the heaviest box in terms of a board game I've ever purchased. It weighs a ton. And a really nice artwork on the front too. Really nice, beautiful box. Okay, let's go. First up, High Frontier Colonization. Glossy colour, nice artwork, colour throughout. You know, good large font. Oh, that's a beautiful production. Excellent. Running at 67 pages. Now, you know, if you know Phil Eklund's work, this is dense stuff. His games aren't easy to learn. His rules can be hard to decipher at times, but you know, that's part of the fun of Phil's games. Interstellar. This is the Solitaire rule set. Again, same quality throughout, not quite as many illustrations. High Frontier, Interstellar. High Frontier Training Guide. Read this book first. So this one's got a few more illustrations, I think. Yes, it has. I've heard some people say this isn't that great as a training guide, but it's excellent that Sierra Madre have included this in the game. And we continue on. High Frontier Reference Guide, and this runs at 63 pages of interesting information about the game and the concepts and so forth. And well, I'm not sure what's in it, to be honest, completely, but good stuff. Great fun to get into this and read it. Okay, let's look into the boards. Here we have the High Frontier Soul Sunspot Cycle. We have the Exploitation tracks, which I'm relatively familiar with from the previous version. Future Stars, not quite sure what that is. Okay, again on great quality board. And here are the player rocket boards. Now look at these. There's 5 of them, and look at how thick they are. What a great quality production this is. Really impressed with it. So this is a different set out to the previous incarnation of the game. But I'm guessing it does a similar sort of thing where it's tracking your fuel consumption and your different rockets down here. Excellent stuff. And here we come to the board. And if you're not familiar with High Frontier, you're now looking at one of the best boards there is in board gaming terms, in terms of just impact and presentation. It's a stunning board to look at. I mean, take a look at that. Just amazing stuff. And these are huge. And here's the second one. And so this is obviously the larger side. We've got much more space, but no room to open them up just at the moment. And down here we have our cards. And they're an improvement. They're looking a lot nicer than the previous cards. This is quite similar. They have a lot of incidental information on there that's not relevant to the game, but it just adds that flavour to the game. And these are new cards, a few new cards here. So your cards, again, good quality. And down here you've got your upgraded components. A lot more tokens in this edition than the previous one. Your rockets actually look like rockets now, and just a ton more tokens. So that's the contents of High Frontier. It's at this stage, in terms of packaging and all the contents, it's living up to my expectations. I'll just quickly open the board up and show you what that looks like. I'll just pause for 1 second. How I love the smell of fresh cardboard in the morning. So on the top right we've got the High Frontier map in its entirety. Down below we have the Interstellar, I believe, map for the solo Interstellar game. On the reverse of these two is a full-size copy of this. So your full-size copy takes up this entire space, which is huge. And what you're looking at here is the game set up on a super king-size bed, and it's taking up the full width of the bed. And there you have the 4 books that we discussed earlier, the 4 rocket maps, the sun cycle or sunspot cycle board, and your cards, and obviously your box with all your bits and pieces. So this is a huge amount of cardboard. Let's just take a quick closer look at the Interstellar board. Well, I can't wait to get into this one. This looks really interesting. And here's the map itself. And I'm going to flick those two over so you get an idea of the large version of this map. So there it is, the large version, and that is huge. Let's get in a bit closer. So here we have Earth down here somewhere. Here we go. And the sun, and you just move out further and further into the galaxy and new exploration. And we'll just pan through this quickly.
Just great stuff. It's a huge. Anyway, so that's a closer look at the board, and hopefully at some stage in the future we'll have something posted regarding the gameplay itself.